Hello, day 64. God's grace, we are still here. It's late. I'm gonna start trialing some new times because yeah, the late nights are getting to me and reasons. Anyway, so let's jump into it. Numbers 23 to 25. I'm just gonna carry on. Balaam is brought to curse Israel. Um, First one, he doesn't. He blesses Israel instead. So after all the all the altars are built, um, Balaam receives a message from God for Balak and blesses Israel. Um, Second time, Balak takes him somewhere. So, where is it? Um, okay. So in the second message, um, Balaam again does the whole altars thing, um, goes off and comes back with a another point. Uh, and I want to point out this couple of things, right? So rise up, Balak, and listen. Hear me, son of Zippor. God is not a man, so he does not lie. He is not human, so he does not change his mind. Um, you know, I received a command to bless. God has blessed, I cannot reserve. No misfortune is in plan for Jacob. For God is there, God is with him, he has been proclaimed their king. Um, no curse can touch Jacob. People rise up. And Balak's response is fine. If you won't curse them, at least don't bless them. Um, but thus far, it's just been great things for Israel. Now I want to point something out, right? No misfortunes in his plan for Jacob, no troubles in store for Israel, for the Lord their God is with them. He has been proclaimed their king. Now, as soon as I saw this, it strikes me. Later on, when King Saul is introduced, we're gonna see the prophets at the time really mourn because they've picked King Saul, and previously it never stood out to me as to why, but this line right here reveals why. God was their king. God had been proclaimed their king. And God obviously wanted to be their king, a God that walked among them, the king that walked around them, a theocratic society. And we looked at the economic climate of such a society if they had abided by God's rules. And God had said here clearly that He wants to be their king. He is their king. So when they then randomly choose Saul, I said randomly, but when they then choose Saul, they are really rejecting God. They're really saying, like the people of Britain did to David, the prime minister during COVID or just before COVID, that did the referendums. Like, we have no confidence in you. Get out. Give us a new prime minister. They did the same thing with God. Um, and then Balaam has a third message for them. Balak takes Balaam to another place. Perhaps it will please God to let you curse them from there. But Balak is clearly not listening. God has said he doesn't change his mind. And then you literally in the next line, like, come let me take somewhere else. Maybe God will change his mind. Like, what's going on? And so unsurprisingly, here, Balak actually gets cursed. Moab is going to be destroyed. And God points out different places where, they're going to get destroyed. And this understandably enrages Balak. And Balaam reminds him, look, I said I was only going to do what God says I can do. But something that's stood out to me is this. In Numbers 24, verse 1, it says, by now Balaam realized that the Lord was determined to bless Israel, so he did not resort to divination as before. What this suggests that in the past times that he has tried to curse Israel, he has tried to use some sort of sorcery. In fact, there are some versions that will actually call it sorcery. So, dude was actively trying to curse Israel, except who can curse who God has blessed. And it's interesting that, yeah, it seems Balaam really wanted what it would appear was and was actually trying to curse them, but God wouldn't let him. So there you go. And then in chapter 25, people of Moab end up seducing Israel. They sleep with some of the men, um, and invite them to worship Baal. And again, I mean, when you have a God present and you go and worship another, that is adultery, and that is a stain on a covenant that he has with them. And understandably, the result of that is death. And so, you know, God kills them. And apparently, there's a plague going on at this point that's killing and killed 24,000 people. Now, whilst all this is going on, you had one dude in front of Moses bring a woman and a Moabite woman and take him to his tent whilst all this is kicking off. Like, how brazen do you have to be to do that? And anyway, Phineas literally stabs the man through his body and through the woman's stomach in his righteous anger at what they're doing in front of Moses and thus in front of the Lord. And that results in a special covenant being formed with Phineas that um, makes him will have the permanent right to the priesthood. It's quite amazing. But yeah, that's sort of where 25 ends today. Tomorrow, let's mark these as red. Tomorrow we'll be reading 26 to 27. Click on the link, I'll be here.